With the treaty signed, the Allies ended their blockade. But hunger did not end in Europe. After years of war, civil war, and foreign intervention, drought descended upon Russia. By 1921, the country was hit by one of the worst famines in history. An American relief worker, Frank Golder, was among the first Westerners to see the scale of the disaster.
August 31st, 1921. Destructive effects of the war and the revolution are all about. The railroad yards are prowling places for starving men and hungry dogs. And the station is full of sickly, ragged, and famished refugees with the look of despair and death on their faces. The Volga hereabouts is a broad stream between two low banks. One bank is filled with living beings. All these people are underfed and ill. Many of them in a state of stupor, indifferent to what happens to them.
Golder saw people eat grass, acorns, and bark off the trees. When winter came, some famine victims cannibalized the dead. Russia's new communist government appealed for help from the working class of the West. Instead, Russia got it from Herbert Hoover, who was in charge of American food relief. Better to fight Bolshevism with food than bullets, the now U.S. Secretary of Commerce believed. The relief effort began with one kitchen in Petrograd. It soon spread to 3,000 sites, feeding 1 million children a day. Even the Tsar's former palace was converted into a kitchen. The finest palace in the world, one American reported, is being put to its finest possible use. Out of the misery of the world's first global war came the first international relief effort. It did little to change world politics, but in fighting hunger, Herbert Hoover experienced the greatest achievement he would ever know. From Germany to Russia, the children sent thanks.
We, among the thousands of children in Europe soaked with blood, children who were miserable orphans during a war in which all of Europe became a killing field, when everyone waited for death. Only through your help were we saved from death.
But the children of the Great War were not saved from death. They were merely granted a reprieve. For the flawed peace of Versailles would not hold, and the youngest victims of the war, raised amid hatred and hunger, would be destined to repeat it.